develop an appreciation for the place in which we live, whether it's the flora, the fauna, the climate, and the other people that we live with. That all happens here on the Springs Preserve, and so it's exciting to open this venue and have another way to tell our story.
Which is one of boundless imagination combined with incessant labor to create an unparalleled natural experience for our visitors.
Like so many other parts of the gardens that now we look at and say, this is gorgeous. A lot of work went in on the front end to enjoy the celebration today with the final product, and it's just the beginning.
But what's made it such a successful launch with a promising future has been several years and many miles of travel in the making.
The concept and everything for the butterfly habitat, we've been doing planning and research and everything for over 3 years now. We had staff that went to different butterfly habitats and gardens across the United States, and yeah, we were trying to look for that perfect fit. So we were looking at all those exhibits and seeing what worked, what didn't work, staffing levels, that sort of thing, and tried to put it all together because we were trying to think of the animals, we were trying to think of visitor flow and the guest experience, landscaping inside the habitat.
All of that translates into an indoor-outdoor garden and gallery, which combines what's lovely and functional into the best possible setting for the butterflies.
We had to think about plants that would fit together with similar water requirements and that would work with the palette that we had and create something that would be interesting. Think about the seasons, and we wanted to make sure we had lots of interesting fall color in there.
And they've raised their game to new heights that are more attractive to the butterflies and will elevate the senses of our guests.
The other thing we really tried to do was get some more vertical elements in there too. So the trellising that we've done is nice so that we can get the flowers, the plants up more vertically where people can view them too.
Everywhere people look, they'll find the kind of enlightening information they expect from the preserve.
We've got interpretation throughout the exhibit, so if you want to learn, you'll learn all sorts of things about butterflies. So you're going to learn about their natural history, you're going to learn about their life cycle, you're going to learn about how they feed, reproduction, all of those things.
But also built into the butterfly habitat are the kinds of lessons that are intensely personal and even eternal.
Butterflies are so peaceful and quiet, and to enter the exhibit and stand still to wait for them to land on you is just sort of one of those moments in this crazy life that we all lead that is just beautiful.
Especially when the habitat will always be aflutter with hundreds and hundreds of butterflies at any given time. And at frequent intervals, we'll be varying the species to make it a continually renewing experience.
Our collection plan throughout the season is to change it up, showcase different butterfly species. So you might come in one visit and there might be 3 or 4 of one species, and just check back because we'll be making posts on Facebook and Twitter to let everybody know, hey, we're bringing this type of species. So maybe we'll be bringing monarchs in a couple weeks or blue morphos.
There's no better reason to keep up with social media than staying up to date on the brief appearances of special butterflies and the seasonality of their habitat.
The exhibit's seasonal for a reason, so it's a spring and a fall exhibit. It's because of just temperature extremes here in Mojave. It's too hot during the summertime for them. In the wintertime, it just gets too cold, especially in the evening. So luckily here in Las Vegas, we've got perfect temperatures in the spring and fall. So those are the ideal times when people want to be outside on our trails or our gardens and now in our butterfly habitat.
And even when the living butterflies are on hiatus, their artful likenesses will be putting on a more permanent display throughout our gardens.
In developing the butterfly habitat, we decided that it would be a great idea to create some gardens art around the habitat to draw attention to it, to kind of tie the gardens in with the butterfly habitat itself. And so we contacted a local sculptor named Miguel Rodriguez who designed these metal butterfly sculptures. Each of them are the same, and then he kind of recruited local artists to paint each of the butterfly sculptures in their own style. So they're all kind of the same metal sculptures, but then they're made unique by each of the local artists.
But what all the artists, gardeners, and naturalists share is an appreciation of the lovely and lively ideals that define the preserve.
It's been really fascinating to see kind of representation of the art community here in Las Vegas, which is really alive and well and thriving, and really does care about the Springs Preserve and wants to be involved in the Springs Preserve as well.
It's simply reflective of the Springs Preserve. It's some place to go, be it walking around the preserve or going in the butterfly exhibit, you go to another place. You're not in Las Vegas anymore. It's like, wow, this is what nature is. This is part of the mission of the Springs Preserve, to bring that quality into someone's life.
We are beautiful. We can be fragile, but we're constantly renewing, and when we do come out and open our wings, we are gorgeous.